help. Thank you. Sorry. I got her by the foot.
New at 6, a woman clinging to the side of a cliff in the Columbia River Gorge. Then a stranger became a hero. And also new at 6, an injured dog stranded after falling from a cliff in an Oregon park. That's when the Coast Guard showed up in a chopper.
And diminishing air quality as smoke begins to creep into our region. Find out how long it's going to stick around. I'm tracking your first alert weather forecast.
Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 6.
Thanks for joining us on a busy Thursday evening. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin with wildfires burning in our area. Firefighters continue to make progress on the Hat Rock fire in Umatilla County. This afternoon, the evacuation warnings were downgraded. There are no more level 3 go now warnings in place, although some areas are still under level 1 and 2 evacuations. Fire officials say they did see a flare up yesterday afternoon, but crews were able to get that under control quickly. They are still working to get complete numbers about how big the fire got. They're estimating, though, nearly 16,000 acres. And we saw multiple fires in Benton County on Tuesday during a red flag warning. The biggest of those is now about 50% contained. The Hanson fire burned south of I-82 in the Benton City area, and this is the one that forced evacuations for several hours in Kiona. Fire officials say it's burned more than 6,000 acres so far. The windy weather yesterday did pose a challenge, but at this point they say things have calmed down enough that firefighters are going through just mostly looking for hot spots. It is not clear what started any of the fires on Tuesday. And we are starting to see a haze in the air, not nearly as much as you might have expected after Tuesday. The wind that fueled those fires swept a lot of the smoke right out of our area, but we do still have big fires up in Canada. Those are starting to send smoke our way. Once again, we are seeing that in the air this evening. Stacey Lee is here with a look at your forecast.
That's right. We're looking at some hazy conditions right now in our Legends Casino Sky Cam in Toppenish. Yesterday, we had a clear view of Mount Hood, not so much, Mount Adams, not so much the case today. Smoke and haze and air quality concerns are going to be developing through the night. They won't be staying for long, however. Again, we'll see the smoke air quality map. We're starting to creep into the Tri-Cities along with cloud cover. Unhealthy air up towards the Moses Lake Ephrata area this evening due to wildfires. And most of the smoke is actually coming down from Canada. Winds are going to shift though and give us better air quality. Temperatures around the area right now pretty comfortable, 70s and 80s. We even have a few 60-degree temperatures. Breezy winds again beginning to develop through the Kittitas Valley. Winds starting to pick up in the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities as well. Here's what's coming up. Again, partly cloudy, hazy tonight, warm and windy tomorrow. The big cool down coming up this Father's Day weekend. And let's plan your night out in Yakima tonight, dropping down to 69 degrees by 9 o'clock. In Tri-Cities, those temperatures staying in the 70s and 80s up until 9 p.m. And in Walla Walla this evening, again, smoke and haze is a problem there this evening. Temperatures dropping down to 68 by 9 p.m. I'll be getting to all of this. Lots of great information headed your way and even a travel forecast coming up. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. And we have new information tonight in the case of 4 University of Idaho students murdered in an off-campus home last fall. The man charged in those killings now says he wants to challenge his indictment. So a grand jury indicted Brian Kohberger on 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary after his arrest in December in Pennsylvania. University of Idaho students Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle were found murdered last November in Moscow, Idaho. Kohberger's defense team and the prosecution have not come to an agreement about what evidence to turn over to Kohberger that the grand jury saw. Kohberger's defense team is now asking that his case be put on pause while he challenges the indictment. Well, 10 days after the Oregon State Senate started fining lawmakers who refused to show up for work, Republican senators walked back into the chamber today. The Republican boycott started May 3rd, effectively putting legislative work on hold for 6 weeks because the Senate didn't have enough lawmakers to officially vote on proposals. Last week, lawmakers started negotiating on several contentious bills addressing abortion, gun control, and health care for transgender people. The Oregon legislative session is set to end on June 25th. The Supreme Court today upheld a decades-old law that gives preference to Native American families when it comes to foster care and adoption for Native children. In the late 1970s, the Indian Child Welfare Act was created to address concerns that Native American and Alaska Native children were being taken from their families and placed in foster care homes or adoptive families. that disconnected them from their communities. 3 white families and several states sued, saying the law is unconstitutional because they said it gives preference based on race, and they thought it gave the federal government too much power over adoptions and foster placements. Many other states and most of the federally recognized tribes had called on the Supreme Court to uphold the law. The Health and Human Services Secretary praised today's ruling, saying the Indian Child Welfare Act has been the gold standard for 4 decades and strives to protect the best interests of Indian children by keeping Native families intact wherever possible and addressing systemic injustice. Well, with the return of hot weather comes the potential for the return of an invasive pest. Efforts to eradicate Japanese beetles from Benton and Yakima counties continues. The Washington Department of Agriculture says the insects could also surface in other locations. The agency tweeted out a picture with a QR code that you can scan to report sightings, and the Department of Agriculture is asking if you do see a Japanese beetle, snap a picture and report it. This is the QR code that you need to scan with your smartphone. You can report Japanese beetle sightings through this QR code or at the address on your screen. And a reminder of why this is important. According to the Department of Agriculture, the insects favor many of the agricultural items that are grown in eastern Washington, including grapes and hops. They can just chew right through the leaves, and of course then the plants can't actually make any more food. The insects could pose a potential threat to local agriculture in addition to gardens and green spaces if they really do establish themselves here. Well, we could see movement speeding up at the Port of Seattle. Over the weekend, the Pacific Maritime Association said a work slowdown effectively stopped port operations. But now the International Longshore and Warehouse Union says they've reached a tentative deal with the association. This would impact around 22,000 dock workers at ports all along the West Coast. The last contract expired almost a year ago, and details of the tentative agreement going forward have not been released. It is the end of an era for a Ben Franklin Transit worker. After 39 years on the job, one man is calling it a career, and he got a fantastic send-off this morning. Steve McMurray was surrounded by friends and family on his final route today, the 123. We spoke with Steven's brother-in-law. He says Steve has been a leader at Ben Franklin Transit.
Yeah, 4 decades in this town. A leader, I understand he's the senior driver. When he leaves today, there's a big gap coming along, but for the last number of years, he's got to pick his own route. But he's pretty well known on the circuit. If you've ridden the bus in this town, you know Steve McMurray.
Ben Franklin Transit Planning Department says Stephen has driven 1,500,188 miles. This is not counting any of the miles he drove off the clock. We wish Stephen a very relaxing retirement. He says he plans to play a lot of tennis and visit family around the country. Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, Riley Fitzgerald brings us that whole story. Coming up tonight, stranded on a cliff in the Columbia River Gorge, but fortunately a stranger came to the rescue. And new at 6, a dog that fell down a cliff rescued by the Coast Guard. Also posthumous honors for a late Washington State University football coach. Find out when Mike Leach will be inducted into the Hall of Honor. And learn how you can help a local animal rescue that's holding a fundraiser this weekend. That's new tonight at 6:30. You're watching KAPP KVEW Local News at 6.
Cut your ties to the fuel pump with an all-electric vehicle from Overturf Kia. You'll find a great selection of new vehicles in stock now. Lease a 2023 all-electric Kia EV6 Wind with all-wheel drive for just $579 per month, or purchase for $53,849. Take delivery today or reserve a car that's on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands: Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more, with a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade, all with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Are you making these money mistakes that will
ruin your life?
Act rich, get rich.
It's new, it's gross, it's Bitcoin. Crypto, baby! Are you wondering how am I making money? How am I traveling the world and just living my best life? Well, it's pretty easy, okay?
See what I mean? Let's talk about managing your money in real life.
Mom, get out of here!
Thank you.
Find a healthier approach to money at Gisa.
Here's to the dads, dad-as, and daddy-os. They deserve the big daddy of all Father's Day treats, a DQ cake. With layers of creamy, world-famous soft serve, and a delicious fudge and crunch center. Conveniently customizable and ready for pickup from the DQ freezer. So grab yours. And let's raise our red spoons to the world's #1 dad. Hi, Dad. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Next ET, Gabrielle Union's journey to 50.
I had reached a breaking point.
Stories from her emotional birthday trip to Africa with her husband, Dwayne Wade. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on KAPP KVEW.
Reel in a fortune during the $200,000 Fishing for a Fortune at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, with over $7,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. Cash your line and win up to $750 free play, $1,000 cash, or hook a new Pro Lodge boat. Multiply your entries, use your club wild card to earn points, and win special prizes from Billy's Bait Shop. Reel in your next fortune today. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
The Golf Forecast, sponsored by the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic, August 14th through 20th.
Welcome back. A hiker is alive after falling off a waterfall trail in rural Oregon. But it was a tense situation. Her daughter, who only has one arm, couldn't drag her up, and the woman likely owes her life to a passerby. The rescue recorded on video because our hero happened to be working on his YouTube channel at the time. Riel Creighton has a look at the terrifying moment in a story that is new at 6.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. I got her by the foot.
Taylor Root ran to help after hearing a commotion on the trail near the top of Multnomah Falls Wednesday afternoon.
I can't pull up. Hold on, it's going to be okay. We're going to get...
He found a woman dangling off the side of the trail and her daughter struggling to hang on to her.
Right away, I kind of jumped over her and I saw the other lady laying on her back. Head was downhill, like going as if you sat on the trail and just tipped yourself back. Feet were up in the air.
He says the woman was dangling off a steep cliff.
Mom? Oh, crap. I'm pulling you up. I'm sorry. I'm pulling you up. You got to hold on both. Try to hold on both feet.
I can't. I only have one arm.
Okay.
With only one arm, the daughter wasn't able to pull her mom to safety, but with Taylor's help, they finally got a firm grip.
We just kind of worked together and figured it out as quickly as possible, and we were able to hoist her up. And so I kind of grabbed her arm and lifted her up on top of me.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. Taylor says he got to her just in time because the woman was starting to lose hope.
So it was sad because I remember her so vividly saying, "Just let me go." And I remember thinking like, wow, she's ready to die here.
Once she was safely back on the trail, her daughter gave her a grateful hug.
Taylor says everybody seemed to be okay, but it's a good reminder to be careful if you're out there on slippery trails, especially as we're getting into this 3-day weekend. Also new at 6, the Coast Guard rescued a dog that found itself stranded last night in an Oregon park. This happened at Ecola State Park in the evening. The German Shepherd fell down a 300-foot cliff in the park and got hurt. This happened in an isolated portion of the park. The only other way to access the beach below is by rappelling down from a hiking trail. So the Coast Guard crew and a chopper had to airlift the dog to safety, but no word tonight on the dog's condition. In sports, the late former Washington State football coach Mike Leach will be posthumously inducted into the Hall of Honor at Texas Tech. That's according to The Athletic. Leach, of course, spent 10 seasons with the Red Raiders and is the program's all-time leader in wins. He's also the innovator of the air raid offense, which he made famous at Washington State University and Texas Tech. Mike Leach passed away in December from complications related to a heart condition. The induction ceremony is scheduled for September. All right, now to the Seattle Seahawks, who wrapped up OTA practices this week. OTA, of course, stands for Organized Team Activities. These were the final practices before training camp starts next month. Can you believe it? The Hawks have a lot of young players to be excited about this year. First-round draft picks Devon Witherspoon and Jackson Smith-Njigba have impressed the players and coaching staff this season. The Seattle is relying on some of the more seasoned players during this time, though. Wide receiver Tyler Lockett is entering his 9th NFL season, and DK Metcalf going into his 5th season. Those two players are expected to set a good example for the younger ones to follow.
You know, the biggest thing is, even though you've been here for a while and you're a vet, you're also, fighting old age. You're fighting things that your body used to do normally, and now you kind of got to get it going. You got to stretch more. You got to, kind of do a pre-workout before the real workout. So, I mean, it's kind of different than the rookies and the second-year guys coming in.
So that's basically what I'm doing to the young guys, is just showing them what helped me my rookie year. And if it helped them, it's going to help them. If not, it's not.
Good to know that even football players hit their 30s hard. The Seahawks will open the season September 10th at home against the LA Rams. Now, the Department of Justice may investigate the planned partnership between the PGA Tour and Saudi-owned Live Golf. That, according to the Wall Street Journal. The deal would include Europe-based DP World Tour, according to last week's announcement. A few lawmakers, like Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, seem concerned about the joint venture. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren cites antitrust laws and notes LIV's parent company is the Saudi Public Investment Fund. She says the deal would let it, quote, sports wash, end quote, the kingdom's human rights record.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And let's take a look tonight at our Dust Devil sky cam, getting ready for another beautiful, great evening to check out the Dust Devils on the field. Our sunrise today at 5:04, sunset at 8:50. Days still getting longer as we head to summer solstice. We have pretty pleasant temperatures, and again, perfect for the ball field tonight. 81 in the Tri-Cities, 75 in Ellensburg, at 77 right now in Pendleton, 70 degrees in Dayton. A few clouds rolling into the region, ridge of high pressure sitting on top of us. That's going to move out. We got a low pressure system moving in off the coast. Again, it's going to bring cloudy skies and overcast conditions and even some rain showers to the west side. Most of that moisture will stay on the west side. Maybe a stray shower coming through, but more than likely not. Let's take a look at Futurecast again. We'll see those clouds developing, moving into the area by tomorrow evening. Some showers north of Spokane up into the Canadian area where the wildfires are burning. They could use that. And here comes those stray showers again early morning Saturday, again mainly in the blues and to the east of the Tri-Cities. So expect a pretty cool weekend and dry for the most part for most of the region. I will be doing a travel forecast shortly if you plan on heading out of town this weekend. As far as storm chances go, very little to none happening here in the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities. However, when you look to the east in the Blue Mountains, the Pullman, Palouse area could see a few active thunderstorms this weekend as well. Wind speeds are starting to ramp up in the Ellensburg area. We see 10-mile-an-hour winds right now in Tri-Cities. Futurecast, again, we'll see those winds picking up as the evening moves on. Tomorrow, we're going to start out fairly calm, and we'll see the winds starting to pick up later in the afternoon through the Kittitas Valley and the Columbia River Gorge. So look for increased winds, especially if you're traveling in those high-profile vehicles. Now, let's talk air quality. We're really starting to see the smoke and haze move in. Yakima, Tri-Cities, just on the edge. Prosser starting to see that smoke as well. We're right now at moderate, so it's not dangerous yet, but we are seeing some unhealthy air quality in the Moses Lake area this evening due to those Canadian fires bringing the smoke down from the north. So the good news is we're going to see the winds shift directions here in the next 24 hours. So we'll be dealing with smoke and haze. This is tonight, moving into the Tri-Cities area. That'll start to move out as the winds shift direction to the east, blowing from the west to the east, getting the smoke out of the area. So that will be good news for the weekend, that smoke going away. Pollen counts, they continue to rise this weekend. Again, we're in the middle, medium, high range, moving up to the high range on Saturday and staying there, and then we'll start to decrease as we move into Monday. Let's take a look at our temperatures for tonight. Pretty pleasant, 40s and 50s around the area, 49 tonight in Pendleton, 56 Tri-Cities in Yakima, 52 overnight in Ellensburg. For tomorrow, again, we're expecting sunny skies. It's It's going to be warm and breezy in the later afternoon. 89 Tri-Cities, 90 at Hanford, 87 in Yakima, Walla Walla, 85 in Pendleton. Weather photos, keep those coming in. I love to see your weather photos. It could be travel, it could be local, whatever it is. Snap the photos and send them to me, slee@KVEW.com. Here's what things are looking like in the short term. Again, going into the weekend, the big cool down from almost 90 degrees down to 70 by Sunday, and down in the 60s in the Yakima area once again by Sunday. Now stay with us. Your first alert weather forecast and your first travel forecast will be coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Stacey. And now to events happening locally. The Richland Farmers Market is Friday starting at 9 a.m. There's also an outdoor movie tomorrow night at 8:30 at Howard Amon Park. Saturday, the pool in Richland opens for the season, and the Richland players are presenting performances of Clue Friday and Saturday. We talked about that last week. You can see that on our website, yaktrinews.com. You're watching KAPP KVEW Local News at 6, and we'll be right back.
You know, when you're behind the wheel, be it in an airplane, car, or boat, you take on certain responsibility for yourself and for the other guy. So even when you're enjoying yourself this summer, keep safety and responsibility in mind.
GMA tomorrow, you will be inspired.
I can't believe it!
Travel with Robin to Berlin as the incredible athletes take center stage at the Special Olympics World Games.
Be proud for who you are.
Tomorrow on GMA.
There's no other word quite like home, because it's more than any specific place. It could be in the team spirit that keeps your heart pounding the whole drive over the mountains. It could be in the friendships that make you able to laugh at yourself. It's a feeling, a belonging, and that's really different for everyone. So while we can't define what home is to you, what we can do is help you get there.
Find your way home today in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet.
Your work is your calling. It drives your days and powers your nights. But if your teeth no longer work as hard as you do, Aspen Dental is here with smile replacement solutions that work for your life. Whether it's your first step or a fast fix, you can get in today for all your denture needs, all at an affordable price. Right now, get new dentures for $30 per month per arch with 60 months financing. $1,770 total payments including interest. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Book today.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
A new roof looks great. A new roof with new gutters looks amazing. With Arrow Roofing, amazing is now more affordable than ever. Get 25% off gutters with your new re-roof. Did we mention our 50-year roof warranty at no extra cost? Don't miss this limited time offer. Give Arrow Roofing a call today.
You know, when you're behind the wheel, be it in an airplane, car, or boat, you take on certain responsibility for yourself and for the other guy. So even when you're enjoying yourself this summer, keep safety and responsibility in mind.
Portion of KAPP KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
School is out next week for students in Ellensburg, and the city has programs to keep them busy over the summer. Registration is open for the city's Skyhawk Sports Camp for kids ages 3 through 12. They've got flag football, soccer, swimming, and sports combos to keep kids physically active. To keep their minds active, the Ellensburg Public Library has just launched its summer reading program for adults, teens, and youth.
You can stop by the library and pick up a reading log, and it has tons of fun prizes, and there's also a bunch of library programming surrounding reading, and it's just a great way to stay busy this summer.
The library's summer reading program is free. Skyhawk Sports Camps vary in price. There's more information available on the City of Ellensburg website. We have a lot more news ahead for you in our second half hour. An emergency unfolds as a car plunges off of a dock, caught on camera as you see here. Details on the rescue new tonight at 6:30.
Portion of KAPP KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
So, Richardson family, the neighbors are very curious about your new family member.
Oh, Robe Elizabeth?
Hello.
We built her when our daughter moved out so we could keep our family plan and save money.
With US Cellular, you don't need a fourth line to get the best deal. It's just $29.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines.
Oh. I guess we don't need a fourth line anymore.
This is awkward.
Now at US Cellular, it's just $29.99 per line, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
You get a lot of things out of your vehicle. But one thing you shouldn't get is disappointment. At McCurley, our expert technicians are here to make sure you get the most adventures and memories out of every mile.
Find your way home in a new Mazda from McCurley Mazda.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
I'm Buzz the Bee from the Painting Bees. So what do? We're a local painting company. We paint exterior, we do interior painting, and cabinetry as well. So if you're interested in a free estimate, visit our website or call us at 591-8160.
Saddle up and head over to Horse Heaven Saloon in Prosser, a family-owned and operated business in the heart of America's Hop Valley. Come experience in-house brewed craft beer, fresh and unique foods, and much more. It's all waiting for you at the Horse Heaven Saloon in historic downtown Prosser.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Whether you're looking to add a splash of color to your home, planting your very own vegetable garden, or expanding your dream landscape, Queen's Gate Gardens is the place to go this summer. Queen's Gate Gardens in Richland, let's grow together.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Welcome back. An event tomorrow aims to promote reading and literacy skills. The Children's Reading Foundation of the Mid-Columbia will hand out free books tomorrow afternoon at Peanuts Park in Pasco from 2 till 4. The event includes literary activities, bubbles, balloons, and bike giveaways. This is part of the Read Up, Stop the Summer Slide program. Summer Slide talks about when students lose their reading or literacy skills during summer vacation. The organization is planning to hand out a total of 10,000 books over the course of more than 24 events this summer. Tonight, help for our furry friends in need. A local animal rescue plans to hold a fundraiser this weekend. We're talking about the details. And frustrated fans, now a pledge of transparency from the big vendors who sell event tickets. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 6:30.
There's a fundraiser happening this Saturday to benefit Josie's Misfit Ranch. That's a 10-acre animal rescue in Ellensburg. KAPP KVEW's Emily Goodell tells us the organization has saved 94 dogs and cats just since April of last year, and they're hoping to do more.
Josie was just an hour away from being euthanized in an overcrowded shelter when Marla Pugh picked her up and took her to her forever home.
When I realized I could have not had her in my life, I decided I want to rescue more dogs.
Seeing a dire need in Kittitas County, she founded her own rescue, named after her beloved friend.
The goal of Josie's Misfit Ranch, to make sure other dogs can find their home, no matter their circumstances.
The rescue specializes in dogs and cats that require extra care, either for medical conditions or behavioral needs. Most stay in foster homes until they're ready to be adopted.
You're literally saving this animal's life. We can't help an animal unless we have a foster. Period.
But some end up joining the family, making the ranch their permanent home, like Xander, who was backyard bred.
Which is a huge problem here where people are breeding dogs and they don't know what they're doing. He got an eye infection and they didn't want to cut into their profits while selling him, so they didn't have it treated, and he ended up having that eye be so painful that it had to be removed.
Some don't make it.
We got a dog named CJ, and he had a very rare and extreme condition where his body attacked his cartilage and turned it to jelly.
He was eventually able to walk with splints, but the disease was too far advanced.
He's very near and dear to our hearts. We have a memorial stone here for him, along with all the other misfits we've lost. But that's something that's different about us, is we take these extreme cases where they might not survive, but they still deserve someone to fight for them, right? And try to save them.
But special conditions and special care means a lot more expenses.
Our vet bills in the first 8 months of us being a nonprofit were about $30,000.
Paid for with support from donations, partnerships with local businesses, and fundraising events like the Dachshunds and Friends on Parade event on Saturday. One that will help provide them with the money they need to make sure the misfits that most may overlook get the help they need and feel the love they deserve. In Ellensburg, Emily Goodell, KAPP Local News.
Now, the parade event at 10 a.m. Saturday is followed by a costume contest, tricks, competitions, races, and an after party at Cornerstone Pie. But the big question is, will the weather cooperate? Stacey Lee is here talking about your first alert weather forecast.
It sounds like a lot of fun. And yes, the weather is going to cooperate. In fact, it's going to be getting cooler. We're taking a look now at our Dust Devils Giza Stadium Tower Camp tonight. Looking good out there. We are seeing a little smoke and haze in the area. That will continue to develop this evening. Excuse me. There we go. There's our air quality map there. We're still sitting in the green in the Tri-Cities, but we're starting to see the smoke and haze move down from Yakima. Again, most of the smoke coming down from the north. Temperatures on the pleasant side, 60s and 70s, even the low 80s here in the Tri-Cities this evening. All right, here's what's coming up if you're staying around. Partly cloudy, hazy tonight, warm and windy tomorrow, big cool down this weekend. And if you're planning on hitting the road, you're going to see some gusty winds on Friday through the Columbia River Gorge and the Kittitas Valley. Temperatures around the region will be below average. You're going to expect some rain on the coast and in the mountains on and off throughout the weekend. Gas on the expensive side, but it's even more expensive on the west side, so fuel up in town. Here's what the weather's looking like in Seattle. Again, we're going to see those gusty winds and showers Saturday and Sunday, even possibly a thunder shower. Moving into Portland for this weekend, again, we'll see some rain showers possible on Sunday. And again, the coast, you can expect a little overcast conditions and below average temperatures. If you're going into the Spokane area, look at the big cool down. Again, hazy conditions on Friday and down to 69 by Sunday. If you're sticking closer to home, take dad out golfing. It's going to be a great weekend for that here in the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities. I'll get to more with your full first alert forecast coming up. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. In Seattle tonight, a man is being held without bail, accused of shooting and killing a pregnant woman and injuring her husband. Prosecutors say the suspect wasn't allowed to have a gun. Investigators say he walked up to the couple in their car at a stoplight and shot them both on Tuesday morning.
And it could have happened to any of us, so it's just unsettling, and nobody deserves this, and I don't think enough is being done in this city to protect us.
I'm getting tired of wearing the t-shirt that says, our thoughts and prayers are with whomever, and now it's our community.
Police say the suspect was found shortly after yelling, "I did it." Police also say the suspect told them he saw a gun in the couple's car, but surveillance video contradicts that claim. Now, that shooting was one of hundreds across the nation just in the past 72 hours, according to the Gun Violence Archive. Federal officials have called the gun violence a healthcare crisis.
Gun violence is a healthcare crisis in this country. I think it is important that we take actions to protect our communities and our neighborhoods.
We will be reinforcing the importance of identifying
investigating, and prioritizing the prosecution of those who are responsible for the greatest violence in our communities.
So we are 166 days into 2023. So far, there have been almost 300 mass shootings with 4 or more victims this year. Analysts say gun violence killed more than 20,000 people last year. This year, we're already over 19,000. Tonight, we have another frozen fruit recall to tell you about: frozen strawberries that could be contaminated with hepatitis A. Willamette Valley Fruit Company, which is based in Salem, Oregon, is voluntarily recalling sliced strawberries and mixed fruit blends sold at Walmart and Costco. Now, so far, there are no reports of anyone getting sick. Hepatitis A can cause symptoms like stomach upset, fever, or liver problems that can show up as the whites of your eyes turning yellow. We have a complete list of all these recalled fruit packages on our website, yaktrynews.com. Well, price transparency, that promise from some companies today after voluntarily agreeing to disclose all ticket fees on websites before customers get to the checkout page. The effort is part of a push by the Biden administration to provide consumers with more information up front about the fees they're paying and to eliminate excessive fees across a range of industries. Gloria Pasmino explains.
No more surprises at checkout. Entertainment giants Live Nation and Ticketmaster pledging to give U.S. consumers the ability to see the full price of their tickets up front, so you'll know what you're paying for before you get to the checkout page.
This is an important start, getting everyone at the table and getting their commitment to provide a better marketplace for consumers, which today is rigged against consumers, is critical.
Representatives for major companies, including Live Nation, SeatGeek, Airbnb, TickPick, and others, gathering at the White House Thursday. The announcement marking Biden's latest effort to address economic issues that are top of mind for voters heading into the 2024 election.
This is a win for consumers, in my view, and proof that our crackdown on junk fees has real momentum.
The entertainment industry has been under a microscope in recent months, following scenes like this.
God, please! There are those who are in the business of grabbing up all the tickets at face value and sending them to a secondary market where there's multiple costs added. That's what happened in the Taylor Swift situation.
While Thursday's announcement may ease the shock factor at the end of your ticket purchase, consumer advocates say the public won't be protected until companies are faced with new laws.
The problem is you can disclose everything, all the fees and all the costs, and still take consumers to the cleaners.
I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Now, in February, the president proposed the Junk-Free Protection Act, which would target the excessive online concert, sporting event, and entertainment ticket fees, as well as airline fees for things like families sitting together on flights, early termination fees for phone and TV services, and surprise resort and destination fees. In health news tonight, a new report sheds light on exactly how many people in the U.S. cope with depression. The CDC report finds 1 in 5 adults, 20%, have received a depression diagnosis at some point in their lives. It's also found that depression levels vary by state. The prevalence of depression in Hawaii was measured at nearly 13%, while in West Virginia, much higher, 28%. Overall, researchers found differences in depression rates divided by gender as well. It measured 24% among women and just over 13% of diagnoses among men. Well, the flu can make you sick any time of year, but health officials are closely watching the spread of influenza in Australia to gauge what the United States might face. Right now, it is approaching midwinter in Australia, and this year, cases of the flu began to sharply rise in May, that was their fall, much earlier than past flu seasons. More children have gotten sick this year in Australia from the flu than other age groups, and U.S. scientists typically do look to Australia and other countries to try to anticipate exactly how bad the flu will get in the United States once the seasons turn here.
We can probably expect the same thing to be happening with an early flu season. Really want the high-risk individuals to get the vaccine to protect themselves, but then the lower-risk individuals who are seemingly healthy should get it so that they can protect their loved ones.
Typically, flu peaks in the United States between December and February. Now, if you do get sick but you need to venture out, health officials say you could always wear a mask to prevent spreading that virus. New at 6:30, a driver in distress as a car goes off a dock and a news crew just happened to be right there as it happened. Plus, an extreme weather threat. One man talks about surviving a lightning strike. And smoke creeping into the region. Stacey Lee is tracking your first alert forecast next on KAPP Local News at 6:30.
The Golf Forecast, sponsored by the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic, August 14th through 20th.
There's a better way to buy pre-owned. Honda True. With multiple tiers of vehicles like Certified Plus and Certified, you get less worries and more benefits. Choose from the latest Honda models, which means less unpredictability and more paths to discover. And get the peace of mind you deserve, with less strings attached and more freedom. Find out why Honda True means less compromise and more of what you love about Honda.
At Bruce Heating & Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating & Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating & Air.
Here's to the dads, dadas, and daddy-os. They deserve the big daddy of all Father's Day treats, a DQ cake. With layers of creamy, world-famous soft serve, and a delicious fudge and crunch center. Conveniently customizable and ready for pickup from the DQ freezer. So grab yours. And let's raise our red spoons to the world's #1 dad. Hi, Dad. DQ. Happy tastes good.
It's great to see ya. Come on down. Welcome to Sea Galley. Dinner tonight or the Shipwreck Lounge. May I suggest our surf and turf special, prime rib and crab.
You get a lot of things out of your vehicle. But one thing you shouldn't get is disappointment. At McCurley, we understand that a vehicle is more than a vehicle, and our expert technicians are here to make sure you get the most adventures and memories out of every mile.
Find your way home in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet. Browse our entire inventory online at McCurleyChevrolet.net.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away. Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
An incredible rescue recorded on camera. It happened early this morning in Long Island, New York. A local news crew just happened to be nearby. They witnessed this, a car drive off a dock just before 5 a.m. into the water. So, of course, the reporter and photographer called 911. First responders showed up just minutes later. Police and a police officer broke the car's window, pulled the man out, and brought him to safety. Still unclear tonight why the vehicle plunged into the water. We're told all 3 people were treated for minor injuries. Well, severe weather continues to hammer the south with threatening weather moving to the plains. That after at least 10 reported tornadoes hit Texas, Alabama, and Georgia. Tonight, millions of Americans are facing extreme damaging wind, huge hail, and tornadoes from Florida all the way to Kansas. ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest.
Threatening weather persisting through the south as parts of Alabama and Florida face yet another tornado watch Thursday. This twister captured in Georgia is one of at least 10 reported tornadoes that barreled through Texas, Alabama, and Georgia. One man sharing how he survived a lightning strike.
It actually throwed me back. It's just a miracle to me.
The storms bringing high winds, thunderstorms, and hail. Massive hail falling in an Arkansas lake as severe weather moved through the state. In Mississippi, this home destroyed as winds of up to 82 miles per hour were reported.
Thank God she wasn't in that room back there, because it's just demolished.
Hazy smoke seen blanketing Minneapolis skyline as more smoke from wildfires burning in Canada drifts through parts of the country. Minneapolis seeing its worst air quality yesterday since 1980. That smoke now moving into Chicago and Indianapolis.
That was Melissa Dawn reporting. And in Texas, record heat and higher grid demand is expected as triple-digit temperatures are expected in Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston by the weekend. It's not exactly a weather issue.
No.
It's not exactly a weather issue, but a plague of insects is hitting, prompting traffic warnings in Nevada.
This is kind of a creepy little story. It's something you've got to see to believe now. The Nevada Department of Transportation says Mormon crickets are covering roadways and making potentially slick conditions for drivers. They're actually putting down sand to try to help. Now, Mormon crickets aren't actually crickets.
Yeah, they're actually more like grasshoppers, except they can't fly. They just creep across the ground, and they are really creeping people out.
It's bugging me. Oh, it's bugging me.
You can see that they're moving and crawling, and the whole road's crawling, and it just makes your skin crawl. It's just so gross.
It causes depression, anxiety. You feel super violated. When you're inside the house, it sounds like it's raining because they just randomly let go of wherever they're hanging onto and drop.
Ugh, these not for me, Stacey.
No, it's a hard no to Nevada for me this summer.
Yeah, I think we'll just stay here and endure the smoke.
There you go. That's what will happen.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee.
We're going to start off with our Legends Skycam here in Toppenish. As you can see, hazy smoke in the skies there, and again, diminishing air quality this evening. Now, fortunately, the winds are going to shift direction here in the next 24 hours, so the smoke won't be here for long. Sunset at 8:50. Temperatures around the area nice and pleasant this evening. 76 right now in Walla Walla, 70 in Dayton, 81 Tri-Cities, 79 in Yakima. We've got 75 degrees in Ellensburg. Again, some clouds moving through the region. That ridge of high pressure starting to move on out, and we'll have nice warm weather headed our way tomorrow. Another summer-like day just in between systems. However, we have another one approaching from the coast, and again, that's going to bring that marine layer along the coast, creating overcast conditions and even some showers on the west side of the state. We could even see some mountain showers through the Cascades this weekend. So again, if you're planning on any of those trips, you want to check those weather forecasts, and of course stay tuned here and I'll keep you up to date on all of that. We got a band of showers mainly north of the Spokane area into Canada. Good for the fires, and again, that cloud cover will be widespread tomorrow evening. The clouds will start to move out. We'll see some more showers here on the Idaho Panhandle and briefly in the Blue Mountains in Washington and slight in Oregon. And then look for clearing skies as we get into your Saturday. A few high clouds, but going to be a nice day. Temperature is going to be very pleasant on Saturday and cooling down a little bit on Sunday. Storm chances very, very low for the Columbia Basin, Kittitas Valley, and the Yakima Valley. But in Dayton and Pullman area, we could see some showers and some storms moving across the Blue Mountains, so just be aware of that. Our wind speeds right now starting to increase through the area. Toppenish seeing 17-mile-an-hour winds, Tri-Cities at 10 miles an hour and 13-mile-an-hour winds in Ellensburg. Those winds will continue to pick up through the evening, eventually decreasing overnight tonight. Nice and calm in the morning. We'll see some breezy winds early in Tri-Cities, and then those winds will pick up in the afternoon, especially through the Kittitas Valley and the Columbia River Gorge, so just be aware of that tomorrow afternoon if you have those travel plans. And on Saturday, we're looking good. Now, the air quality is the big concern this evening. Again, we're still in the green in the Tri-Cities area. However, that smoke is starting to creep our way. Again, most of it coming down from Canada. We see poor air quality in the Moses Lake area. Wenatchee, they're having some pretty poor air quality for those sensitive to smoke and haze. And again, Yakima is seeing moderate smoke and haze this evening as well. So again, get indoors if you're sensitive to that. Here's our smoke forecast. Like I said, you see those winds coming down from the north. That's bringing the smoke right into our region. The winds are going to shift direction, however, beginning tomorrow. So the weekend's looking good as far as smoke and haze and air quality. So things are looking up. Just got to get through tonight and we'll be okay. We're tracking those pollen counts through the weekend as well, starting to rise, peaking on Saturday close to 8.9, 8.3 on Sunday. Then we drop down Monday to medium to moderate allergy and pollen in the area. Temperatures overnight tonight, again, pretty pleasant out there. 56 Tri-Cities in Yakima, 54 in Hermiston. It'll be 51 overnight in Dayton and 52 in Ellensburg. Let's take a look at our temperatures for tomorrow. Again, a warm day. Temperatures just flirting with 90 degrees. Tri-Cities 87, Walla Walla and Yakima 81 in Ellensburg. Short-term forecast moving into the weekend. Again, look at the big drop from almost 90 degrees down to 72 on Sunday. Expect a few clouds, but pretty nice weather through the weekend. And again, in Yakima, same thing. A little cloudy and overcast on Friday. Looking beautiful Saturday. Sunday, a little chilly for Father's Day, but beautiful day to get out and play some golf. So go do that. And I'll get to the 7-day forecast right before the end of the show. Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. Usually they're gentle giants, but an encounter caught on camera was anything but gentle. That's next on KAPP Local News at 6:30.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more, with a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade, all with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Get 2.9% APR plus $500 purchase allowance on a 2023 Cadillac XT4. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
From KVEW, this is Legally Speaking.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morphine of Morphine Law Firm. As an attorney, I want you to know that when you hire a lawyer, you are in charge. The attorney works for you. Now, whether you've been involved in an auto accident, have a Consumer Protection Act situation, or have a personal injury claim, the attorney is there to look out for your best interests. Now, if they're not doing that, you have the right to seek different legal representation. Remember, if you've been wronged, we want to help make it right. We offer free, no obligation consultations. Call us at Morphine Law Firm. Let us answer your questions. And if legal representation is right for you, we'll provide you with the legal representation you need. We're not afraid to fight for you. Call us at Morphine Law Firm in Kennewick. 509-380-9999.
You two finish your reading assignments and keep the car locked. I'll be right back.
Look, Mom, it's Tony's Big Cheese Pizza. It's dinner time at Yakima's hometown pizzeria.
Welcome to Tony's Big Cheese Pizza. How can I help you?
I want some of that amazing cheese bread.
I want some of your amazing chicken wings, please. I want pizza and breadsticks.
We love Tony's Big Cheese Pizza. They have something for everyone in the plaza at 24 and Nob Hill.
Portion of KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Well, they surface from time to time on the Washington coast, but they exist all over the world, of course. Tonight, new video of killer whales getting revenge on the high seas.
That's right. Patrick Cornell has this story.
Previously, we brought you a lovely fish tale about orcas putting on a show. Today, we bring you one about the dark side of these majestic hunters. Off the Strait of Gibraltar, what looks like a benevolent encounter turned into a dangerous one. Watch as these killer whales rip both rudders off the catamaran.
We didn't even see them coming. The whole thing lasted maybe 10-15 minutes.
Attacks like this have been increasing in recent years. Their behavior may be playful or more sinister. The Atlantic Orca Working Group says a female orca may have had a traumatic encounter with a boat or fishing net, and she could now be teaching her podmates, a group of around 40 whales, to carry out revenge attacks. Luckily, this boat was able to make it safely back to shore.
It's quite unfortunate, but again, it's a fish, yeah? So what you can do? Bottom line, we are in that territory.
Hopefully they don't come over here and teach our orcas
Right?
that.
Isn't that wild that they're teaching the other orcas in the pod to do the same thing? It's pretty wild.
Yeah, so kayakers beware, I guess.
That is, beware. All right, stay with us. I'll be back with a final check on your weather. That's next.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
So, Richardson family, the neighbors are very curious about your new family member.
Oh, Robe Elizabeth?
Hello.
We built her when our daughter moved out so we could keep our family plan and save money.
With US Cellular, you don't need a fourth line to get the best deal. It's just $29.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines.
Oh. I guess we don't need a fourth line anymore.
Awkward. Now at US Cellular, it's just $29.99 per line, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
47.52.
Hey up there. Points. Points!
Everyone knows miles are better than points.
Oh, you fancy miles. That's all you ever talk about.
Stop! I'm telling Dad you used credit.
Bah!
Pish posh. Use me.
What he needs is points.
Think about the repercussions.
It's 10% off if you sign up for a store card.
No.
Oh, boy.
It's okay to use credit sometimes. Let's talk about it.
Find a healthier approach to money at Giza.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Stan, where's Alice? She's supposed to stay with us.
Oh, shoot. Where could she?
Hey, everybody. I'm Alice. I'm new here. The new zipline ride looks so fun. You go back and forth. Awesome.
And we've lost control of the Alice situation.
Triple Play has fun for everyone, including the brand new zipline ride. And it's all attached to a cozy hotel.
I mean, she's a natural spokosaur who isn't tempted to eat anyone. You know, because she's an herbivore.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves.
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. We're taking a final look at the weather. It's nice out there, but a little smoky.
Yeah, a little smoky tonight, but that'll go away tomorrow. Here's our 7-day forecast looking good. Breezy winds, very nice Father's Day and Juneteenth Monday. A little on the cool side at 71 degrees in Yakima. Look at those temperatures down to 67 on Juneteenth. But again, overall looking good for the weekend. It should be a great Father's Day weekend or road trip weekend if that's what you choose to do.
Sounds good. I'm just checking those 40s and thinking maybe a coat.
Maybe a coat. That's a good idea.
Thanks so much for watching. KAPP Local News is always on at yaktrynews.com, and we're back tonight at 11.